Hi guys, so this is the part 2 of the video about my first outbreak. So there's a background noise I can't do anything about. There's a renovation going on outside, so you just have to bear with me. So like I said, this relationship, church pastor daughter relationship started from 2019 to 2021. It started from 2019, ended in 2021. And throughout this relationship, there was no financial benefits. Like I wasn't collecting anything financially. Do you understand? So everything I was doing was strictly because I felt I was serving God and I was honoring His servant. And honestly, I would have done that even if it was someone else. Even if he never told me he loved me. Even if he never told me he wanted us to be together for a very long time. Even if he never had interest in me, something I would still do. My only pain was that you knew clearly you never loved me. You knew clearly you had no intentions of being with me for the long term. Why lie? When you know fully well I trust your judgment, I take your word like the words of God. When you say something, I don't even question it. Why lie? There were people who genuinely loved me. I would have been in a relationship with. You stopped all of that because of your own personal reasons and selfishness. And when everything ended, you did not take accountability. You just felt like you are the boss here, you called the shots. So that was the painful part of everything. It made me question a lot of things because I saw this person like someone who was so close to God, someone who would never do some certain things. Do you understand? I looked up to this person so much and I was so shocked. The heart of man, see this thing the Bible said that the heart of man is desperately evil. Who can know it? Because personally, I know I would not do something like that. No. There's nobody that can come out and say, Patience did this to me, she hurt me, she lied to me. I am not like that. So I'm surprised how someone who was always fasting, talking about God, praying, could be this heartless because that was heartlessness. You lied to me, you manipulated me, you did a lot of things for your selfish gain. Guys, I was hurting. Month one, I was hurting. Combining this to my academics, it was so difficult. I was crying, I started going for lectures. After 3 months, the pain was intense. Because when I started thinking of everything, how would someone be so wicked? Like, why would you be so wicked? The painful part of it was not the fact that we were no longer, you never had interest in me again. It was acting like you never knew what you did. Like, I was wondering, am I crazy? What happened? After about 2 years, just like that, you just traveled. This is someone like I said, we're going for fellowship every day. So I deserve some level of accountability. You understand? I deserve to know that, oh, I am relocating. According to him, he said God have asked him to move. And the only way I found out that he has left was through a recording. He did a recording and asked someone to play the recording during our fellowship. So we all came to the fellowship just like every other day, only to hear the recording of our pastor that God has asked me to leave. All of you take it. And I'm like, really? Really? And in his own excuse was like, there was no excuse actually. There was no excuse. He just treated everything my sacrifice. Because even if I was doing it for God, a man was the person I was seeing. He made my sacrifice look like nothing. There were days, like I said, I would sleep. I would drink just custard for the whole day. Yes. Because I was staying with my sister. And when we cook, she would tell me, since you're going to give your own to a man of God, let's share everything. I don't blame her. Because the cooler would serve the food will be so big that literally half of the pot is gone. Do you understand? And I can't deprive my sister from eating. So I will literally just give out everything that belongs to me. And there were days I slept hungry. There were days I had to just drink custard. There was never a day I collected 5 naira and say, sir, I want to do this for you. Bring us your money. No. It made me believe that God wanted me to do it. You know, it's a different case when you are just doing something or you're just asked to do something. But this one, it made me believe that it's my responsibility from God. God has specially awarded me this responsibility. And trust me, I derived so much joy in doing it. It wasn't a burden to me. Yes, God kept providing. My primary source of income then was my dad. So any money my dad gives me, I'm using it to cook, I'm using it to buy fruits. Not to mention a whole lot of things. This is someone that a number of times when his phone will go missing, I would have to sacrifice my own. I'll give him my phone. I knew of days that I had no phone to use because my pastor's phone was missing. And the only thing I could get in return was just ghosting. That was the pain. That was the pain. My pain was my sacrifice. I sacrificed my time. I sacrificed my CGPA. I sacrificed my academics, which was foolish. And like I said, it was so hurtful then. But now I am so grateful to God. I am honestly grateful to God. You know, the Bible says that all things work together for good to them that love God, to them that love God, and to them who are called according to His purpose. So the incident there was so painful. I could not wrap my head around it. How would someone who I respect and honor so much would do this thing to me? Guys, I'm so grateful because if we've ended up together, definitely one day you wake up and tell me, God have asked me to leave this marriage and leave you with take it. God has told me that the devil sent you to deceive me. I don't know if you understand. This is someone who has no sense of taking responsibility for his actions. So, like I said, this happened in 2021, and he never reached out to apologize to me. He never one day called to even say, let me check on this girl. How is she doing? He never. I don't know if he reached out to other people, but I'm talking for myself. Personally, he never reached out to me. 2021, when this thing happened, 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025. 2025, December, I was here with my mom. God bless memory, may I so rest in peace. I was here with my mom in my room, and I was gisting her about him. I remember telling her the things he did. She was not even aware. I was not telling her everything. And it wasn't up to 10 minutes. I just got a call from a random number. And I was like, who is this? He called this name. And I said, oh, okay. And after so many years, remember I said 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025 December. This was 5 years later. He's calling not to take accountability. He said, Patience, I had a dream again. Can you imagine? I had a dream where God told me you were angry with me. Is it true that you're angry with me? It's also funny to me because it was a few minutes ago I was reporting him to my mom. That, do you remember all those times I was not coming home? Do you remember all those times I was doing all of this? Do you remember all those times I was saying it was this man of God that was deceiving me? So I just reported him. Guys, sorry for the break in transmission. So I remember reporting to my mom, and like when he called, after remember I said this happened in 2021, 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025 December, he called. And instead of taking full responsibility, he said, Patience, I had a dream where God told me you were angry with me. Are you angry with me? I was like, what kind of question is that? You should apologize if you want to apologize. Because I was like, calm down, calm down. I did this. I said, sir, you should apologize. You are really wrong. Like, I just poured out my heart to him. I told him that you are manipulative and I can never trust you. He kept repeating, I'm your spiritual father, I'm your spiritual father, patience. I said, sir, I've said it. I can never trust you. You are manipulative. Funny enough, so if you never had a dream where God told you that you offended him, you don't know. You do not have conscience. You don't have basic human decency to know that I did something wrong. I treated this lady badly. I lied to her. And then he told me he did what he had to do to protect me at that point. So all those God said, God said, God said was his own way of protecting me. And I said, no problem, I forgive you. It's been a while and I am no longer mad at you. So let it go. That was what I told him. That was what I told him. But guys, it wasn't that easy. For 2 good years, I was in pain. I was hot. I was very, very hot. And it made me realize that truly the best of any man is still a man. Your trust and your faith in God should not be tied to any man. Because that the day that man hurts you, offend you, it can affect your relationship with God. I'm grateful that my relationship with God was not affected. Yes, I've learned. But I've learned never to put my trust in any man because I trusted this man. I literally saw him as the oracle of God. I literally believed everything that was coming from his mouth. But now, yeah, he's confessing to me that all the things he did was his own form of protection. It was a very selfish and wicked decision. And that was truly, truly, truly hot. I left the fellowship. In fact, according to him, he said, if you want to leave, you can leave. If you feel there is any other place God is calling you to, you can go. It was the approach. It was what? The approach. He said this after he had relocated out. And for 2 years, I was just thinking, what went wrong? Because I genuinely, genuinely loved him. Yes, I genuinely, genuinely loved him. This was someone I could give my kidney for. This was someone I was willing to sacrifice for. I'm sure he never even knew that I was sleeping hungry some days because I had to feed him. Yes. And I was doing it joyfully. I was doing it joyfully. But this person woke up one day and decided that I'm done with patience. Like I said, I'm grateful to God because I am no longer that patient. That patience he used to know. I am wiser. I am more balanced. My work life and my spiritual life is balanced. I understand that there's a place for work. There's a place for prayer. I understand that everything is not left to God to do. There are things you need to do yourself. You don't leave what you're supposed to do yourself and be asking God to do it for you. I'm no longer that kind of Christian. And I'm grateful to God because if he had not broken my heart, I would have become a Christian, a terrible one. Trust me, a terrible Christian. And I would use Christianity to cover a whole lot of mediocrity. It was hurtful then. It was painful. I wouldn't lie. It took me 2 years to get over it. It took me 2 good years. But I'm happy. The summary of all this is what? Know God for yourself, number one. As much as you honor your man of God, you should understand that people would always put themselves first. Put yourself first. Everything the man of God is saying to you, ask God. A man of God should not be your final say. Because this man lied to me. This man deceived me. His decisions made me fail my papers. And it was by God's mercy I was able to gather myself together. He was not a student then. And we were all students under him. And under his leadership, we failed woefully. Because we surrendered our thinking faculty to a man. And he failed. I won't speak for others, but he failed me. He failed me. I hope probably now he's a better person. But it was a very, very bitter experience. Yes, I was able to grow spiritually. I won't lie. I was able to grow spiritually. I had some level of spiritual growth. I benefited from knowing him. There were a lot of things I benefited from working with him. But there were also a lot of disadvantages. That'll be all for now. If you enjoy my story, if you want to tell you another story, let me know and please like and subscribe to this channel. Thank you. Bye.